Okay, getting back to things. Sorry, my recorder cut off, but getting back to things. New Hampshire. New Hampshire, they just re-elected their Democratic senator, and it was a tough fight, but they elected them by it was a lady, I believe. She was re-elected by Shaheen. Yes, Shaheen. She was re-elected by a pretty considerable margin, considering how tight the race was supposed to be. That one I see as staying in the hands of the Democrats. I think that Democrats will take that state. And so we get these last 5 states here, and that's the $100 million question. What happens with them? Now I think that if Walker is the nominee, and I believe that he will be, I believe that they will take Wisconsin. I believe the Republicans take Wisconsin, and that leaves us with these last 4 states. So, looking at these 4 states, what I'm going to base this on is what they've been trending. And you look at Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's been trending Democrat. They have a Democratic governor. They've been voting for Democrats presidentially for the last few elections. I believe we can actually see if we look down here where they voted. The last time they voted for a Republican was in 1988. And that's been a while ago. I was a little kid then. So I think they will probably once again vote for a Democrat. Ohio. I think Ohio will go for the Republicans this time. I believe that because really it's really hard to say. This is one of those that's a true toss-up, honestly, but I feel like it will go for the Republicans. They do have a Republican governor. They're not, as a state, they're not super liberal. They never really have been. They are, in the truest sense, a swing state. That one, I have the sense that it will go Republican in the next election. And then you get to Virginia. I believe that one's probably going Democratic in the next election. That one, I believe, will go Democratic because of the areas around Washington, D.C. Those Washington, D.C. suburbs, the Republicans have not been doing well there. This last election, the Republicans actually did better there than expected and still managed not to take the Senate seat there. They weren't expected to, but by the same token, even doing the best that they could do, they still weren't able to take it. I don't see that one as voting for a for a Republican in the next election. I think they will go Democrat. And so that leaves us down to Florida, Florida, Florida. And when I look at Florida, the only real indicator I can give is that they did re-elect their Republican senator. They did just elect another Republican governor, even though he had a very strong challenge from a Democrat, and it was super close. And I think it'll be super close again, but I also believe that it will go Republican, and that's going to be your final total right there. I think that it's going to be Scott Walker over Clinton with this map that you see. Now, I want to look for a second at what could happen if the nominee is somebody different. Well, let's go with Rubio. We got Rubio. I believe that almost seals Florida. Florida will go Republican if it's Rubio. But I also don't think that they'll be taking Wisconsin in that scenario. I believe that this is something that might put New Mexico into play, and that Rubio would take New Mexico. And really, that's about the only main changes I see. I think he would still carry Nevada. He would carry Colorado. Both of those states, significant Hispanic populations. Virginia has a significant Hispanic population, but I don't think it's the type of Hispanic population that's likely to support Rubio. So I still think that one would probably go Democrat. Okay, looking here for a second, let's change to Bush. This is one of the reasons that I don't think that they'll choose Bush, because this is what I see happening if Bush is the nominee. Let me give you an idea of just how bad I think this could be. I think he could carry Florida, is a possibility, but honestly, I think he'd be less likely to carry Florida than Rubio would be, even though he was the governor there. So I think that you could be looking at something like this, possibly this, but it doesn't matter no matter how you cut the cake there. It would still be the Democrat winning if Bush was the nominee. And then you look at some of the other Democrats and how they may or may not do. And you look at Webb. Let's take a look at Webb here for a second. Let's change back to Walker. Go Webb against Walker, and I believe that Walker still carries his home state, still carries Wisconsin, but you look at Webb, I believe he still carries Virginia. I believe he would not carry Colorado or Nevada. Nothing about him says that he probably would. And then you look over the map and you say, well, how would he be any better? Well, I think he would have a shot at carrying North Carolina more than anyone else. And just looking at this right here would be enough to throw it into the House of Representatives, where presumably the Republican would win based on how the House looks right now. But really at this point he would only have to take one other state. If he could peel off an Iowa, he wins. If he could peel off Nevada, he wins. So honestly, I feel like Webb really probably gives them a pretty good chance, but it would take a lot of campaigning. I mean, at this point, he just doesn't look like he has a shot at winning the nomination, regardless of how I feel like he would do nationally. And then you look at Warren, and Warren is probably not going to carry a state like North Carolina. She's probably not going to carry Florida. Probably not going to carry Ohio. Might carry Wisconsin. I actually think that Warren does not give them much of a shot in in Virginia, but she could also carry Ohio. And looking at that, I mean, it still throws it again 50-50, but if she were to just peel off one other state, if she were to take Florida, then puts her way over the top, she wins. And like I said, I think that state is going to be close. But to recap my prediction, how I really feel it will go, I believe that this is going to be our final election map at the end of the day. Oh, sorry, forgot to give that one back. That's going to be our final election map at the end of the day, and that's what I believe the country will probably do in 2016, based on what I'm seeing right now. Okay, well, I'm going to upload this video, and I hope people take a look at it and comment on it. I think this to be a fairly realistic prediction. I don't think any party can expect at this point that they're going to get a massive tidal wave, that they're going to have a sweep. There's just too much unhappiness really with both parties. So I guess we've got, as it says right there, 533 days to wait and find out. So, okay.